This one is going to be a suggested content by Murph Dog or Sergeant Murph in game. As always, if you want to see anything in particular, let me know on Discord or in game. Discord Khaleesi in game mini call. This video is going to be geared towards a more so U7 team. Ultimate 6, you can kind of take in you know, almost whoever. If you've got a fairly good team, they're going to do well in Ultimate 6. Ultimate 7 is where things get a little bit tricky, and you do kind of need very specific built teams. So by all means, you can certainly start working on these teams earlier on. Any team that's going to do good in U7 or Ultimate 7 is also going to do good in Ultimate 6. Um, the first one we're going to go off is kind of, I would say, the baby kind of like starter team. It is very healer focused, and some of it is going to require that you have already completed Dark Dimension 2. Um, but I will give you some substitutions if you're not quite at that point. But there's a good chance if you haven't completed Dark Dimension 2, you're probably not going to be ready for Ultimus 7 content, but we'll still give you some alternatives. So this first team, it is commonly known as a Tech Wing. I did not create this team. I'm honestly not 100% sure who did, but the team has been out there for quite some time. Um, and it's got actually three healers and then you know, one support character, and then kind of, I guess, your one DPS slash faux tank. Um, so this first team is going to consist of Minerva, Scientist Supreme, and Shuri. They are all going to be your healers. If you are going the 100% free to play route and you do not have Minerva, she could be substituted out for another damage dealing character. But at the very bare minimum, I mean, you are going to want Shuri and Scientist Supreme. The next character that makes up this team is going to be Falcon, and rounding up the team is going to be Ultron, and that is why I said this is going to be a Dark Dimension 2 completed team. Now, if for some reason you're looking to build this team prior to completing Dark Dimension 2, there are some characters you can sub Ultron out with, and two of those characters would be Captain Marvel being my first choice, and then Hela would be a nice secondary choice. With that also being said, if you were only going in with two healers and you were only going in with Shuri and Scientist Supreme, you could also, sub out Minerva for either Hela or Captain Marvel, pending on your Ultron situation. Now, with this team, the primary focus, Shuri is going to be healing and giving you defense up. Scientist Supreme is going to be healing as well as debuffing the enemy team, and then also debuffing your team, but then flipping those debuffs into positive buffs. She will have a chance on, if a character dies, she'll has a chance every turn to revive them. If you are going in with Minerva as well, she's going to be healing every time an enemy dies. She has that 100% guaranteed revive, and she'll also do the AoE heal. So with these three characters, it is definitely probably the lowest damage dealing team, but it's going to have the most survivability. Falcon is going to have a pretty good AoE attack, and whenever there are a lot of buffs on the enemy side of the field, his special is going to take those positive buffs and give everyone on your team speed up. Ultron, he's a pretty unique character in the sense that he is going to summon all of his ads, which are going to buff him up. He's a high damage dealing character, and that's kind of why he rans out this team. Like I said, you could sub him out with Captain Marvel. She's going to do similar damage, but she doesn't have the ads, and you will get her for free. So this is going to be your primary first team. Secondary team, as you kind of get a little higher up and maybe you're healing a little bit more, you can actually get rid of Minerva and also get rid of Falcon, and you can sub them out for Thor and Hela. The rest of the team is going to look pretty much the same, and the mechanic is going to pretty much stay the same as well. These would, I would say, are your two very early on starter teams. These are going to be the least legendary required, so they are probably the fastest teams to get access to. Um, Now, moving on, as you do start unlocking more characters, I am going to go a little bit on two different teams, one being the primary team that I use, and the secondary team is actually going to be a team an alliance member of mine makes, or uses rather. It's a little bit on the unconventional side, but he has actually been doing, really large amounts of damage in our Ultimate 7 raids. So I was just talking to him the other day, and he told me the team, and I'd kind of never really seen a team built up the way his is. So I'm going to pop that team up here real quick and just kind of talk about it and his philosophy as to why the team works. It does use a few legendaries, so like I said, it's not going to be the easiest team to be accessible, and it also does have yo-yo, so if you are going the free-to-play route, this team isn't going to do as well without yo-yo. She really kind of makes the team up, as well as two other characters. So let me just grab the last one. Um, all right, I believe that is the full team. So he actually goes in with this team of five. Placement does come into key where you are going to want Star-Lord next to Black Bolt. But basically the concept of this team is Black Bolt has a mass AoE that does a lot of damage, but it does require a lot of energy to get to that ability. So my alliance mate is basically bringing in Star-Lord as a battery, and his ultimate basically gives energy to any ally he's next to. So in this case being Black Bolt. One of Yo-Yo's abilities also gives energy directly to Black Bolt. He's got Captain Marvel on here kind of as the tank, and then Minerva healing. So basically his strategy is give Black Bolt as much energy as he can take, and he is just constantly doing this AoE, which really just kind of wipes the floor. And so far, this is actually the highest damage dealing I've seen in my alliance. It's a really great team. I haven't tested it out personally just because I have not built up Star-Lord too much, but it's a nice kind of cool, abstract meta team that, I haven't seen before. Um, Next, I'm going to go in with the actual team I use, and it is a variation on one of the suggested teams, but I'm going to just grab those characters really quickly. And a lot of this is going to depend again on your roster. There are lots of other teams you can be building. There is a guide in the Discord page with some of the top suggested characters. And so this is the team I currently bring in. I do Thanos with Ebony Maw, Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, and Minerva. Again, Minerva kind of plays the same role in all of these teams. She heals. This team isn't suggested just because Yo-Yo does lose her one ability because there's another protector. However, my Black Bolt is pretty high up, so I like that every time Yo-Yo does her basic attack, Black Bolt is attacking also. She's the one character that is actually not recommended in this team, but it's similar to my alliance mates as Thanos. Every time an ally or an enemy dies, he's going to give energy to a cosmic ally. So basically, either Black Bolt or Ebony Maw are the ones that primarily are getting that energy. And again, that same philosophy is that you want Black Bolt doing that AoE. The actual suggested build-up of this team, you can switch Yo-Yo out. Either Captain Marvel would be a great substitution, or the actual suggested version of this team would have Hela in it. Um, but again, these are just some very kind of beginning content, Ultimate 7, and then kind of more, as you get closer to endgame, some U7 teams. Another one that really is a great combo, and again, you can kind of sub out the remaining two characters um, based off of your roster, but you can do Symbiote Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage, and they are going to do just, super well together also. The three symbiotes are monsters in Ultimate 7. They're going to heal every time they do damage. Um, And then if you throw in a healer like Minerva, and then just another character, oddly enough, Magneto works really well in this situation. He applies blinds, which your symbiotes are going to be able to spread to other characters, and he actually deals a fair bit of damage as well. Um, so this is kind of a hybrid team. Again, all fairly easy to unlock with the exception of Symbiote Spider-Man. But these are just some early suggestions for Ultimate 7. If you guys are looking at any specific teams, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to talk to you more about that. You can always reach out to me in-game or on Discord. Khaleesi on Discord, in-game mini call. And any questions, comments, or concerns you might have, feel free to reach out to your Alliance membership, and I'm always happy to produce any content y'all would like to see. Hope you found this video helpful, and hope you are able to get towards Ultimate 7, and good luck with U6. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.